Harry Callis was a huge inspiration for me. Watching the Phillies or listening to them on the radio, whatever the case, that was really the reason that I wanted to get into this line of work. It was so captivating the way that he could capture a big moment.
500th home run for Michael Jack Schmidt, and the Phillies dugout.
Looks in, he's ready. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The York Revolution are 2010 Atlantic League champions.
York guy through and through, and eventually York Suburban, York College, York Revolution, and here I am still.
Everybody chanting, "Let's go Revs," and on their feet, DeSalvo, the 1-1. Swinging a looper at second. Iman back. He's got it! And that's it! The York Revolution have gone back-to-back Atlantic League champions! And let the party begin here in York!
Yeah, I grew up in East York. I've never lived anywhere else other than York County. So, growing up, baseball was the first sport that I was introduced to. I played T-ball in York Little League and then all the way up through York Little League. And then eventually, travel teams and whatnot. But grew up loving the game, a huge Phillies fan, and then even as a fan, it started with baseball and then branched into the other sports. I became a huge fan of all the Philly teams, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, you name it. I guess really my first experience was probably in my room announcing my video games as I played them, calling fake baseball. But yeah, at York Suburban High School, to be honest with you, I was, as a younger student, I was really nervous about getting on camera in front of the whole student body. So I didn't do it the first 2 years, but my junior year I got involved with the high school TV studio or class. It was an elective class. And the first year, it would rotate every 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, my group would handle the school news, and I was always the sports guy. I would write the sports report and deliver that each day. And it was heavy on what York Suburban did the day before. So, we'd be reporting the soccer results and who scored, but then we'd also put together some clips from the national. We had the headline news feed is what we used. We had that off satellite, and so we would throw in NFL highlights and whatever. But had great experience. Joe Torrin was my teacher. The 2 weeks that we weren't doing the actual news and the other group was on, we would get to do behind the scenes stuff and learn that side. So had a chance to learn some editing and camera work and which buttons to push and which ones to not push. And then senior year there was a second level of that course, and it was pretty much all year we would put together video features and interview people. And I remember one of the assignments, we went up to Giant Center in Hershey and did a behind the scenes tour and did a project on that. The building was new at the time. And it was a way for me to get in and see it and do a project on something that was of interest to me. But just a great experience from that. And Mr. Torrin was, he would, even as high school students, he would make us he would lead us to the point where we had the real life experience.